forth between wanting partnership and then not knowing what's the best partner for me. And the worst part is the loneliness that comes with that. I think there's a loneliness that I have. Like, bringing them into my world, what I got going on isn't easy.
Stop what you are doing right now and lean in, because the Hollywood golden boy just turned into a stone-cold killer. Have you ever wondered what happens when a man stays quiet for 2 years while his name is dragged through the mud, turned into a viral meme, and dissected by every relationship guru on TikTok? Well, the silence just shattered, and the glass is cutting deep. We all saw the pictures of Michael B. Jordan looking devastated courtside while the internet cheered for Marjorie Harvey's freedom. We saw the subtle jabs from Marjorie Harvey. We heard the whispers that he wasn't enough. But did any of you see this coming? What if I told you that Michael's Oscar win wasn't just a career milestone, but the ultimate checkmate in a high-stakes psychological war? Reports are surfacing, and when I say reports, I mean absolute fire, that the Harvey dynasty is in a full-blown panic because Michael isn't just winning, he's erasing them. Is it true that Lori tried to bypass his entire security team just to get a congrats through? Did Marjorie's carefully crafted standard just get exposed as a scam? Grab your popcorn and lock the doors, because we are diving into the exposé of the century. The nice guy act is over, the receipts are being printed, and Michael B. Jordan is finally speaking the language of cold, hard success. Are you ready to see the Harvey mask slip? Because once we start this, there is no going back. Friends, to understand the depth of this story, we must go back to the time when Michael B. Jordan and Marjorie Harvey were considered Hollywood's ultimate power couple. Back then, everyone said Michael gave Lori a level of respect she had never experienced before, but as soon as the relationship crumbled, a conspiracy ignited that sought to drag Michael's entire image through the mud. The scandal began when Lori and her mother, Marjorie Harvey, allegedly orchestrated a propaganda machine aimed solely at painting Michael as the villain. You might remember how, immediately following the breakup, reports suddenly emerged claiming Michael was putting too much pressure on her for marriage while Lori just wanted her freedom. But that was only the surface. Behind the scenes, Marjorie Harvey reportedly attacked Michael's character to project her daughter as a free-spirited icon. Reports suggest Michael catered to Lori's every whim, even sacrificing his own private life. But what did he get in return? Public humiliation and a silence that lasted for months. Michael's only crime was being serious and wanting to take the relationship to the next level. But for the Harvey clan, this relationship was merely a tool for brand building. Once Michael was no longer useful, he was discarded as if he were nothing. The most shocking part of this scandal was the sudden narrative that Michael only preferred white women, a rumor spread through Lisa Ray McCoy, a longtime friend of Marjorie. Think about it. A man who has always stood up for his community was hit with these allegations just so he would lose favor with the black audience. It was all planned so meticulously that Michael didn't even have a chance to defend himself, as every news outlet and celebrity gossip page was only airing Lori's side of the story. But it doesn't end there. As we dig deeper into this scandal, we find that Lori and her mother reportedly tried to alienate Michael from his friends and major industry players. They built a wall around him, leaving him completely isolated. Looking back, that famous courtside photo where Michael looked absolutely broken wasn't a coincidence. It was the Harvey family's biggest victory. They wanted to show the world that Michael was nothing without them. However, fate had other plans. That very silence, which was mistaken for weakness, became his greatest strength. Michael decided he wouldn't answer with his words, but with his work. He threw himself into the biggest Hollywood productions and cut himself off from the world. Meanwhile, Lori began a string of new relationships, as if to show Michael that his departure meant nothing to her. From Damson Idris to friends of Idris Elba, her pictures with various men kept surfacing, and the internet buzzed with the narrative that Lori had left Michael in the dust. But the truth was that Lori, not Michael, had lost her biggest support system. The Harvey family's plan began to fail when Michael's new film shattered box office records, and the public began to see him in a new light of prestige. The real explosion happened when Michael won the Oscar this year, and the entire world stood for him. This was the moment the Harvey family lost their peace because they never imagined Michael would achieve such massive success so quickly. Breaking news suggests that while Michael was giving his speech on stage, Laurie's team suddenly began using his name again backstage and on social media to grab a piece of the limelight. But what Michael did shocked everyone. In his speech, he thanked every single person who saw him when he was down, but he didn't utter a single word about Laurie or her family. It was a silence that reportedly drove Marjorie Harvey mad, as she wanted Michael to at least say something negative to spark more controversy. But Michael denied them that access. Reports are coming in that Laurie tried to approach Michael at the Oscar after-party, but Michael's security forced her to change her path before she could get close. It was the biggest power move in Hollywood history, a man at the peak of his success refusing to acknowledge those who had left no stone unturned in trying to bring him down. Yet, the story is far from over because more secrets of this scandal are now starting to leak. According to anonymous sources, Marjorie Harvey allegedly went as far as calling major industry directors, urging them not to cast Michael because he was difficult to work with. This is the kind of corruption that was hidden behind the Harvey family curtain. They didn't see Michael as just a boyfriend. They wanted to control him to keep their family's clout growing. When Michael refused to be controlled, they began the character assassination. But Michael's hard work and integrity saved him. Now, the tables have turned. The same people who were mocking Michael are now ready to bow at his feet because Michael is the new king of Hollywood. This scandal has proven that when you are in the right, time takes care of the justice for you. Michael showed everyone that his fallout wasn't just a breakup. It was his ultimate freedom from a toxic environment filled with pretension and clout chasers. Now that Michael is an Oscar winner, all eyes are on the Harvey family's next move, because their efforts to bring Michael down are backfiring tremendously. The investigation is deepening as secrets emerge that no one could have ever imagined, leading us to a turning point where leaked reports and public reactions will shake the foundation of this entire game. The saga deepens as we move into the second phase of this investigation, where the luxury and high-stakes lifestyle of the Harvey dynasty begins to clash with the raw reality of Michael B. Jordan's leaked internal struggle. Following that explosive Oscar night, the public is no longer just looking at a breakup. They are looking at a full-scale forensic breakdown of how power is managed in Hollywood. Leaked reports from anonymous staffers who worked within the Harvey household during the height of the relationship describe a level of control that borders on the surreal. According to these whistleblowers, every single public appearance Michael and Laurie made was choreographed down to the microsecond, not by Michael, but by a committee led by Marjorie Harvey. They describe a system where Michael was allegedly expected to fund a lifestyle that was less about love and more about maintaining a high-fashion, high-gloss image that the Harvey brand demands. These sources claim that the lavish spending we saw on social media, the private jets, the rented yachts, the six-figure birthday gifts, often came with a hidden price tag of absolute compliance. Public reaction has shifted from mockery to a strange kind of collective guilt. As more details emerge about how Michael was treated behind closed doors, the internet is undergoing a massive vibe shift. We are talking about thousands of posts under the hashtag #MichaelExposed, but not for anything he did wrong. Rather, it's exposing the psychological toll he endured. One anonymous source, claiming to be a former assistant to a high-ranking member of the Harvey camp, stated that Michael was frequently made to feel like an accessory rather than a partner. The source quotes an instance where Michael allegedly wanted to skip a red carpet to prepare for a demanding role, only to be told that his value to the family was tied to his visibility at these events. This paints a picture of a man being used as a high-end marketing tool, a far cry from the smooth and stable relationship the public was sold. The investigation takes a darker turn when we look at the financial implications of this fallout. There are whispers in the corridors of power that a government probe could be looking into the tax filings and charitable donations associated with some of the Harvey-linked organizations, specifically looking for irregularities that surfaced during the time Michael was closely associated with them. While these are just hypothetical at this stage, the tension is palpable. Financial analysts are pointing out that Michael's Oscar win has essentially devalued the Harvey brand by proxy. By showing that he can reach the pinnacle of success while completely cutting ties with them, he has shattered the myth that the Harvey name is a prerequisite for A-list relevance. Public outrage is fueled by further leaks concerning the white ex-girlfriend narrative. It is now being suggested by digital forensic experts that the bots pushing the Michael only dates white women agenda on Twitter and Instagram were part of a coordinated campaign originating from a digital marketing firm previously used by the Harvey team. If this is proven, it moves the situation from a messy breakup to a calculated attempt at career sabotage. People are calling for a complete audit of how these rumors were started. The backlash is so severe that several high-end brands currently partnered with Lori are reportedly in emergency meetings to discuss the future of her contracts. The public sentiment is clear. They are tired of seeing a hard-working artist being targeted by clout-driven narratives. Adding more fuel to the fire are the imaginary quotes surfacing on gossip blogs that many believe are actually coming from people close to the situation who are too afraid to go on the record. One such quote, attributed to a close family friend of the Harveys, says, "They never thought he'd win. They thought he'd fade away after the meme. Now that he's the king of the industry, they are terrified of what he might say if he ever decides to do a tell-all interview." This quote has gone viral, highlighting the fear that the tables have truly turned. Michael hasn't just won an award, he has gained the ultimate leverage. The social media landscape is currently a battlefield of receipts. Fans are digging up old clips of Steve Harvey praising Michael and contrasting them with the cold silence from Marjorie and Lori. The hypocrisy is being laid bare for millions to see. We are seeing a breakdown of the standard that Marjorie so proudly talked about. If the standard involves abandoning someone the moment they become a meme and then trying to crawl back the moment they hold an Oscar, then the public is officially rejecting that standard. Tension is building as we await any official statement from the Harvey camp. Every time Lori posts a cryptic quote or a photo of her current lifestyle, the comments section is flooded with mentions of Michael's Oscar. The fallout is no longer just personal. It is a financial and reputational crisis. We are hearing that certain anonymous donors who supported Harvey-linked events are pulling back, not wanting to be associated with the bullying narrative that has now become attached to the family. The corruption of the Hollywood image is being exposed, showing that under the glitter and the gold, there is a lot of mud. As we transition into the final phase of this scandal, the stakes couldn't be higher. We are moving from the breakdown of the public reaction into the actual consequences. We are talking about potential legal filings, the total collapse of PR strategies, and a shift in the Hollywood power structure that no one, literally no one, saw coming. Michael B. Jordan isn't just a best actor. He is now the most powerful witness to how the industry really works when the cameras are off. The next chapter will look at the hypothetical resignations of PR teams, the deep financial probes, and the final nail in the coffin of a narrative that tried to bury a king. Stay tuned, because the fallout is just beginning to get real. The fallout has now reached a point of no return, transitioning from a mere celebrity spat into a full-scale institutional crisis for the Harvey brand. As we enter this final section of our investigation, the hypothetical legal ramifications and the total collapse of the Harveys' public relations strategy are coming into sharp focus. Industry insiders are reporting that the Harvey standard is no longer being viewed as an aspirational lifestyle, but as a cautionary tale of over-leveraged social climbing. The consequences of Michael B. Jordan's Oscar win have triggered what many are calling a reputational financial crisis. High-level PR consultants are reportedly resigning from the Harvey account, citing an untenable narrative environment. When the most respected actor in Hollywood, a man now holding the industry's highest honor, refuses to even acknowledge your existence, your social currency doesn't just dip. It goes into a total free fall. Governmental interest and industry probes are the new whispers in the dark. While no formal charges have been filed, the law and crime aspect of this situation involves potential investigations into the digital marketing firms that Michael's legal team is allegedly scrutinizing. If it is proven that a coordinated bot attack was funded to destroy Michael's reputation and black excellence standing, we are looking at potential tortious interference lawsuits that could reach into the tens of millions of dollars. Sources close to the situation suggest that Michael's team has already served preservation of evidence notices to several third-party agencies. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. This isn't just about a broken heart anymore. It's about the potential dismantling of a media empire that flew too close to the sun. The public backlash has reached a fever pitch, with fans demanding accountability for the memification of Michael's pain. The contrast is staggering. Michael is being heralded as a stoic hero who survived a public execution of his character, while Lori is being painted as the face of a superficial era that is rapidly fading. The anonymous sources continue to pour gasoline on the fire, with one claiming that the Harvey camp is currently in total lockdown, with Marjorie allegedly forbidding anyone from speaking to the press without her direct supervision. This level of internal panic suggests that there is much more to the story than just a missed call at the Oscars. The corruption of the narrative is being corrected by the fans themselves, who are now flooding every Harvey-related post with demands for an apology to the man they tried to bury. Financial analysts are predicting a massive deplatforming of the Harvey influence. Major luxury brands, which thrive on prestige and clean associations, are reportedly looking at the exit door. If Michael B. Jordan, the current face of Hollywood success, is the enemy of the Harvey brand, these companies have a very easy choice to make. You don't pick the clout chaser over the Oscar winner. It's bad business. We are hearing reports of morality clauses being triggered in several minor contracts, as the public's perception of the family shifts from glamorous to predatory. This is the fallout that no one saw coming, the moment where the Harvey name stopped being a golden ticket and started becoming a liability. The hypothetical resignations aren't just limited to PR teams. There are rumors that even longtime family associates and friends are starting to distance themselves to protect their own careers. The narrative shift is so powerful that being seen with Laurie or Marjorie right now is considered reputational suicide in certain A-list circles. Michael's silence has created a vacuum that the Harveys are trying to fill with desperate congratulatory outreach, but the more they reach out, the more desperate they look. It is a masterclass in how to lose a power struggle by trying too hard to win the public's favor after you've already lost their trust. In the corridors of power, the talk is about the Great Reset. Michael B. Jordan's success has set a new precedent for how stars handle messy public breakups. By ignoring the noise, he didn't just win an Oscar, he won the war of public opinion. He has exposed the Hollywood elite playbook that the Harveys were using. The fallout is the destruction of that playbook. We are seeing a shift where substance is finally beating style. Every report of Laurie trying to double back or Marjorie trying to smooth things over is being met with a collective eye roll from the public. The Harvey dynasty is finding out the hard way that you cannot manipulate a man who no longer cares about your opinion. As the investigations continue and the public backlash grows, the financial crisis within the Harvey camp is expected to deepen. With potential probes into their business dealings and a total loss of A-list access, the future looks bleak for the dynasty that once ruled the headlines. Michael B. Jordan is moving on to even bigger projects, leaving the noise behind him. He has walked through the fire and come out on the other side with gold in his hands. The Harvey family, meanwhile, is left standing in the ashes of a narrative they tried to control, but which eventually consumed them. This is the ultimate checkmate, and the game is officially over. This is the end of the line for the Harvey narrative as we know it. We have watched the rise, the planned fall, and the ultimate, shocking resurrection of Michael B. Jordan. But the question remains, is this the final nail in the coffin for Laurie and Marjorie's influence in Hollywood, or is there another standard they are about to pull out of their hats? How does a family recover when the person they tried to make a meme becomes the king of the industry? Michael's silence spoke louder than any interview ever could, and his Oscar win is a statement that will ring through the halls of Hollywood for decades. But I want to hear from you. Was Michael's distance and silence the smartest move in celebrity history, or should he have exposed them even further? Is the Harvey brand officially cancelled in your eyes, or do you think they can spin their way out of this massive fallout? This conversation is just getting started, and the receipts are still being counted. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and see the truth that the mainstream media is too afraid to touch, you know what to do. Hit that like button, smash the subscribe bell, and drop your most unpopular opinion in the comments below. We are exposing the secrets they want to keep buried, and we aren't stopping until every mask has slipped. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned, because in this town, the next scandal is always just one missed call away.